Next, I'd like to bring in Steve Ericson to talk to us. He's one of our citizen warriors out there doing a yeoman's job of promoting EVs. He just recently got his Nissan Leaf. I think he got it the same week I got mine. And he's already helped us quite a bit in promoting EVs around the southern Washington and northern Oregon area. So I'd like to give Steve a chance to talk to us. Steve, or Leif Ericson, as he likes to be called, is representative from Morgan Stanley.
Well, I think it's fitting today that the pioneers and the innovators of electric vehicles are gathered in Pioneer Square to celebrate. We remember the explorers like Lewis and Clark who took great risks to blaze the trail for all of us. Today, that same spirit of trailblazing and American ingenuity lives on in people like Gary Gronke, who's been driving his converted electric Insight for the last 8 years. Or John Whalen, who showed us how his white Zombie can do a quarter mile in 10 seconds. Woohoo! That's fast. Or Bob Simpson, who's converted his 325i over here to an electric vehicle and continues to provide new innovations. Your American ingenuity has blazed the way for waves of electric vehicles from automakers like Tesla, Nissan, Chevy, Ford, and many more to come. We remember the pioneer leaders like Dr. John McLaughlin, who was labeled the father of Oregon. Today, Charlie Alcock of PGE leads the charge, all puns intended, to a new electrified Oregon. Or George Beard of PSU, who continues to provide community leadership to shape a better EV future. Or Dr. Stephen Chu, who's head of the U.S. Department of Energy, who distributed over $2 billion in grants and loans to the EV industry, funded by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, signed by President Barack Obama in February 17th of 2009. Leif Ericson was the first person in the world to help the world get over range anxiety of the electric ocean. I'd simply like to be known as Leif Ericson, who helped people get over range anxiety of the electric cars. As a financial advisor with Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, I'm proud of the firm's history with Morgan Stanley and supporting innovative leaders. In 1980, Morgan Stanley managed the initial IPO of a little company you might have heard of called Apple. Morgan Stanley's also paved the way for electric vehicles by providing initial public offerings for Tesla and A123 battery systems. Opportunity knocks on investments in EV automakers, battery manufacturers, lithium, raw materials, and the charging infrastructure. But just like the early years moving from the horse and buggy to the automobile industry, there will be companies that survive and thrive, like Ford, and those that go the way of the Edsel. The EV investment road ahead is marked with failure and fortune. As you explore your investments in this uncharted territory of the EV industry, be sure to seek a financial advisor that can guide you much the way Sacagawea guided Lewis and Clark. Sherpa Norgay Tenzing helped Sir Edward Hillary become the first person to reach the top of Mount Everest. I'd welcome the opportunity to be your financial Sherpa and to help you reach your goals. And with that, I'm going to leave you with this one short poem. And if you own an electric vehicle, you can holler with this one. Electric vehicles are here to stay. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. There will be pain as you blaze the trail, which leads to gain if you prevail. Thanks for letting me share.